Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. I just got to Canada a few days ago and I am super jet lagged. I woke up at 4 p.m. today, so if I look or sound like a zombie, that is why. Today we are doing messages and predictions for your month of December 2024. And this month's reading is also going to be a fundraiser and personal reading giveaway, so I want to talk about that a little bit. As many of you guys know, I have been sponsoring Faris and his family in Gaza through the mutual aid initiative Project Love Brocade. I will have Project Love Brocade's social media linked down below if you would like to take a look at the work that they're doing. Recently, I have been doing personal reading giveaways as a way to amplify their GoFundMe campaign, so that's what we're going to be doing today. I will be giving away two 30-minute personal video readings. There are two ways that you can enter this giveaway. So one way is to share the GoFundMe campaign on any platform that you use. I will have the link down below so that you can share it. The other way is to donate to the GoFundMe. So either of these ways counts as an entry, and all you need to do is send a screenshot as proof of having either shared or donated to kinopersonalreadings@gmail.com, and that will count as your entry. Our last giveaway ended on November 18th. So if you have shared or donated since November 18th, you can enter this giveaway. And this one will be open until December 10th. So I will email the two winners on that date. Thanks to all of your support, we have now been able to raise over $25,000 for Faris and his family. And this has allowed them to be able to afford food and other daily expenses for the past few months. They have also unfortunately been displaced several times. And so with these funds, they were able to cover the costs of traveling to a new area as well as having a place to live. Their goal is to eventually save up enough money so that they could leave Gaza when the border opens, but because of the extremely high cost of daily expenses, this has proven to be very difficult. Most of the money that is coming in, they just have to use it to survive in their day-to-day life. So any way, any amount that you can support this fundraiser is deeply appreciated. Thank you guys so much for the love and support that you have shown Faris and his family so far. And thank you so much for giving me this platform where I'm able to raise awareness. I love you guys so much, and let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of December 2024. And there are three groups to choose from today. We are going with a star theme for today's reading. So we have stars made of different crystals, and I'm going to show you each of these up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number one is Moonstone. Number two is Carnelian. And number three is Selenite. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Moonstone star, which this one is actually a starfish, this is going to be your reading all about your month of December 2024. I just wanted to mention a couple of things that happened before I started filming your reading, which I think are part of your reading. So the first thing was that I had a song stuck in my head. It's Born for This by Paramore. So maybe you know or like this song, or there's a significance to that artist for you. If you feel called to listen to it or to look at the lyrics, there might be a message there for you. And then the other thing, this one was kind of spooky. So I was in here getting ready to film, and then suddenly this cat just fell off my shelf and it startled me. I didn't know what it was. And then I just saw this cat rolling around on the floor. So this is a lucky cat, and it says basically like, happiness, come here. So it's a cat to bring in good luck, and literally just saw 111 as I'm showing you this cat. So I do feel like this is a good omen spooky that it fell down by itself, yes, but it is a good omen. So I think that's a sign of December being a lucky or a blessed month for you. And on that note, there may be a message in there about a spirit guide or a passed on loved one who is trying to get your attention, and they might accidentally spook you a little bit. So if you have been like startled or spooked by something recently, don't be afraid. It was a spirit who loves you, probably a spirit guide, a guardian angel, a passed on loved one. It could quite literally, maybe this is just for a couple of you, but it could quite literally be that a cat is trying to get your attention. So whether that's a cat who is currently incarnate with you, there may be a message from them that they are wanting more attention from you, or they want you to pay attention to something that's going on with them. Or it could be a cat on the other side who is trying to send you messages. I just thought that was so interesting. Like, that's literally never happened before. I think we're just gonna put, and now I just saw 222. Okay, we're gonna leave the cat here because I think they want to be in your reading, and then we'll put the star there. So let's get into your cards now. We are going to start off with a general overview of your month where we look at the main themes, the main energies of your month, and then we'll get into the specifics. So we're going to be looking at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth for the month of December. Let's get into it. So your first card is Key with the number 33. And oh my gosh, you cannot make this up. So I'm holding up this number 33 and the camera timer is at 333. So you've gotten 111, 222, and now 33333. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've been seeing a lot of angel numbers, or if that's something to look out for in the month of December. Probably your spiritual team is communicating to you pretty heavily because they're trying to give you a hint about something, or they're trying to give you some answers that would help you. They're trying to help you find the solution to a problem. With the Key here, there is a feeling of a door opening for you. The door that you want to open is opening for you. You are gaining access to something, I'm hearing, that you previously didn't have access to. This could be information, a place, a person, or a group of people. Somewhere where before you may have felt shut out, now you are feeling welcomed. If you had bad luck trying to get an opportunity or bad luck trying to enter into a particular space, now the tables are turning and luck is working in your favor. I don't know why I said the tables are turning, because I think that implies you like switching luck with someone else, but I don't know, maybe that expression is relevant. Maybe turntables are relevant. Maybe somebody is a DJ. But anyway, what I meant to say is that your luck is going to be changing for the better, and things that were once difficult for you to access, or even things that were difficult for you to grasp, are going to be coming more easily. For those of you who are students, or if you're in the process of learning something particularly difficult, December might be a month where a lot of things are clicking. I'm imagining someone who was having trouble solving a math problem and now suddenly it's really easy for them. Of course, that's just one example, but it's the feeling of something clicking for you, and something that was once so difficult to wrap your head around is not difficult anymore. If I take this more literally, you could be receiving the keys to something, getting the keys to an apartment, to a house, to a car. There could also be messages about security, like make sure you have passwords, make sure you have that 2-factor authentication. I know it's a pain in the butt, but it could be helpful. Making sure you have things safely stored, something like that. Yeah, let's see what else we have for my group number ones. We have tenderness. And the first phrase on here says, basically, people who are kind to themselves are kind to others too. I love that message. This is all about showing yourself compassion, accepting yourself as you are, loving yourself unconditionally. So that's going to be a theme of December as well. Maybe you're noticing that the kinder you are to yourself, the kinder you are to others, or something like that. Situation will be brought to light. Interesting. I really think that your spiritual team is trying to direct you towards something. Maybe they could be trying to bring you information that makes you realize there's no need to be so hard on yourself. And then that's so funny. Like, I didn't really know where that message was going. Like, your spiritual team's trying to get you to not be as hard on yourself. And then the 6th house came out. Oh, did I just make it too dark? It was just a bit glaring on the card, but I don't know. Let me know what's better. Darker but less glare, or brighter but then there's a glare. I don't know. I gotta figure out. After 5 years, I'm like, I gotta figure out my lighting situation. 6th house talks about perfectionism. Well, not the 6th house particularly, but it's related to Virgo energy. So it is making me think of a perfectionistic or overly analytical energy. So I think your spiritual team is trying to help you free yourself from a situation where you've been like so scared of making mistakes, or feeling like you have to do everything perfectly. And it's funny because the more you drop this perfectionism, the more you improve at something. Because a lot of the time, and I've experienced this firsthand a lot of the time, the fear of making mistakes stops you from making any progress at all. And so it's like the less pressure you put on yourself, the better you actually perform. Something could be, if you're familiar with your birth chart, there could be a transit happening in your 6th house. Obviously, at some point, the moon is going to be passing through your 6th house in the month of December. So that could be a significant time for you, especially if there was a new moon or a full moon happening there. But yeah, if you know your birth chart and you're curious, maybe see what is passing through your 6th house during this month, because you could be feeling that particularly strongly. Or a transiting planet might be aspecting a natal placement that you have in the 6th house. Owls could be a significant spirit animal for you as well. What else do we have? Owls, snails, frogs, birds, fish. There's a axolotl, I think that's what that is, at the bottom here. It's not focusing, but there's a little axolotl in the bottom corner. The 6th house is associated with small animals, actually. So, an animal trying to get your attention, perhaps? Or this is your sign to, if you've been thinking about getting a small animal in your home, like a fish or a bird or something. Maybe not if you have a cat, but if you've been thinking about getting a small animal in your home, this could be your sign to do that. So let's take a look at your tea leaf cards for anything else you need to know about this month, things to look forward to, things to look out for, or just any more messages from your spirit guides. We have younger woman, dealings or relationship with a younger woman. Just since we've been talking about animals so much, I feel called to say that this younger woman could be an animal. So like if you have a female pet, of course, you know, it's a human on here, so this could very well be a human in your life. We have Cain, pay attention to your health. And we have ear with good news. So that's funny because the 6th house also talks about health. So you could be receiving good news about your own health. I'm thinking of some kind of test result that is coming back, or you could be receiving good news about someone else's health. Like you hear that someone close to you has made a recovery, or someone close to you is feeling better. Or if this is you, maybe you hear some promising words from the doctor of like, things are looking much better, keep going, you know, hearing something good about your health and the promising future of your health. Or some, on a larger scale, you could be hearing about some new research or getting some new information about health that makes you happy. Because it's like, maybe you learn that, oh, there is a way to cure this issue that I'm going through, or, oh, this thing that I've been doing, they're seeing more and more evidence that this is good for you. So like some news you're receiving, it's going to make you feel good about your health, and someone around you could also be receiving positive news about their health. Maybe it's a younger woman. I don't know who or how many people this is for, but there could be something about ear health. I know that's very specific, but actually, like in Japan, there's like the ear, nose, and throat clinics. So they're like all grouped together. Because I guess, oh my gosh, I might sound dumb right now. Are ears part of your sinuses? I think maybe because they get blocked when you have a cold and stuff. I'm also thinking back to that like turntable DJ message and ear health. This really might just be for a few of you, but if you're going anywhere where there's loud music playing, you might want to wear earplugs, because you might think you don't need them, but it can damage your ears over time. Or just make sure you're not listening to stuff too loud. And I'm in no place to talk about that because I'm always listening to my shit on full volume. But maybe this reading is calling me out a little bit. Okay, so this concludes the general overview part of your reading. So we're gonna get into the specific areas of your life now. I just noticed you have 2 oracle cards for something. Okay, that's for your love life. So usually I take one of each, but I guess 2 came out and maybe they were stuck together and I didn't notice. So we're gonna take both of these for your love life, for your career and studies, and for your spiritual and personal growth. So let's start off with your love life and relationships. We have the 6 of Wands, okay. So generally when it comes to relationships, let me zoom this out a little bit. When it comes to relationships, I would think of the 6 of Wands as the person whose attention you are wanting, you're going to be receiving it. So, if you have a crush on someone, if you like someone, you want them to notice you, you want them to like you back, you want them to reciprocate. This card indicates getting that person's attention. It could be someone you want to make proud, someone you want to impress. So for example, maybe you want your boss to be proud of you. Maybe you want your parents to be proud of you. Maybe you want yourself to be proud of you. It's whoever is like, and you know what? We look for other people's validation. Let me not say it doesn't matter. I fall into that trap sometimes because humans need validation. So if you've been wanting that kind of recognition or attention or validation from a specific person or from a specific group, then the 6 of Wands indicates that you will be getting it. This could also be a community. Like maybe you are starting to step into a certain community and express yourself and you want to be accepted by that community. And this card says that you absolutely will be. In fact, you will be quite admired this month. You will be admired in general, but if there is a specific person you want to admire you, they are going to be reciprocating that. I think it's interesting that we have snakes on here because obviously we're in or about to go into December, and then after that it's going to be 2025, and that's the year of the snake. So things are looking exciting for your love life and relationships, and I think your spirit guides want you to know that 2025 is going to be a really good year for your love life, for your relationships in general. Looking at this person having a third eye, I think in many ways your intuition is going to be confirmed when it comes to what's in store for you for love or the people who are meant to be in your life. You could be surrounded by, how can I say this? It's like your own leveling up, your own glow up is going to be confirmed to you because you'll notice that you are also surrounded by leveled up people. So an example of this would be like maybe you have a goal of becoming wealthy, you have a goal of making a lot of money, and so it's going to be confirmed to you that this is happening for you because you start to be surrounded by wealthy people. So it's like you're becoming an energetic match to people who possess whatever you want to have, like those traits you want to have or those gifts that you want, kind of thing. Like it's going to be reflected by the people around you. So for your, literally just talking about your intuition being confirmed. And this beetle, I'm pretty sure, is a sign of good luck. So this is a lucky month for you, and it's setting you up for a lucky year of 2025, actually. We have that image of the eye again. Your intuition is very much on point when it comes to your love life and relationship. So if you're getting a good feeling about someone, that's accurate. If you're getting a bad feeling about someone, that's accurate. There may be someone wanting to reconnect with you, but you're going to be happy about this. And it might be a little bit unexpected. It's sort of like an old friend that you haven't kept in touch with, and then when they message you out of the blue, you're so happy to hear from them again. And you're like, oh my gosh, how are you? Like there's that kind of vibe that's going on. So you might be like having lunch or dinner with an old friend and like catching up with them. And it wasn't, I also just heard this wasn't on your bingo card for you to be like catching up with this person, but it feels so good to be able to do that. Yeah. And then we have healing energy. Catching up with someone from the past could be very healing for you because they offer you a different perspective about past events. So especially if you had framed past events in a light where like you were bad or you were wrong, or I'm hearing like you were cringe or embarrassing, and talking to this old friend, they have a very different version of events, and you realize, wow, I kind of painted myself in a worse way in my own memories, or I was really hard on myself for those past events and I didn't have to be. So, and that's kind of making me think of that overly analytical and perfectionistic energy that we saw. So this person could be coming in to sort of help you make peace with your past and let go of any judgments that you were still holding against yourself from the past. Interesting. Okay, let's look at your messages for career and studies. So you're on a roll, group number 1. For your tarot card, we have the Ace of Cups. I wonder if there's just a lot of snakes in this deck, or if you just happen to be getting all the cards with snakes. I don't recall there being a ton. I'm just kind of randomly sifting through it now, and I haven't seen any snakes so far. So I don't know. Snakes could be significant to this group, or again, that's like your guides letting you know that 2025 is going to be a great year for you. Again, we have these eyes in the sky. Your intuition is very on point. And with the Ace of Cups, this lets me know that you are going to be emotionally fulfilled in your career. So you're going to be doing something that makes you very happy. And you don't have to choose between being happy or gaining other people's approval, because they're one in the same. The thing that's going to get you the most recognition and success is naturally the thing that would bring you the most joy, the thing that you would love to do the most. I see that in terms of work and studies, this month will be relatively easy compared to other months. So maybe it's a little bit more relaxed. I don't know, maybe you have a winter break or something like that, or an end of year break. But yeah, it just seems like the energy is going to be easier. You'll have more time to pour into yourself. If you have bosses or authority figures, teachers, they might just be in a better mood this month. And any tension that you may have felt in environments is dissipating. So people around you seem to be less stressed as well. And then of course that's going to make you less stressed because, you know, people's nervous systems kind of sync with each other. So you're in a peaceful environment, you're surrounded by peaceful people. I also do think you're going to have a great deal of the alone time that you want, like just the time to be in your own company and not worry about, like there's nothing to worry about in your career and studies this month. So when you're off the clock, You don't really have to be thinking about it or stressing about it. You can just be enjoying yourself, which is very nice. For those of you who have been wanting a new beginning in your career or in your academic journey, this card confirms that the energy is favorable for that because it is an ace representing new beginnings. And then for your oracle card, we have overcome fear. However, I don't think this is talking about a fear that you're gonna overcome in December. I think it's talking about something that you have already overcome, because now we see you in this peaceful energy. So any like fears, nerves, stress that you were holding, like that's done now. You might have had, maybe you have like a stressful, I'm hearing performance review, or an exam, or a really important presentation, or a meeting with a really important client, or just an important person. And now that that's over, like the scary part is over basically, and now you can just relax. Or you're overcoming some fear through practicing. Like maybe you used to go into exams and you would be like sweating and shaking, but now you've done so many that you're not even really nervous anymore. Or you used to get nervous about speaking in front of people, and you've just done it so much that you can do it with ease now. This is definitely talking about a fear that you've already overcome. And this is really empowering, because I see you in a mindset now of, well, if I can overcome that fear, then I can overcome my other ones too. Because now I have this evidence that the fears are surmountable and there is no stopping me now. Okay, finally, let's look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the Magician. When I say you're on a roll, group number 1, you are really on a roll. The Magician is manifestation, feeling, oh my gosh, another snake too. All 3 of the cards have snakes on them. Do you have a pet snake perhaps? Or like, is there a snake out there that is waiting for a new home? I don't know if that's your thing, but that's so funny that it keeps coming up. Maybe you had a snake in a past life or something like that. Or you were a snake, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is manifestation, mental clarity, feeling in control of your own reality. And I don't mean that in the sense of you're holding on so tightly to control everything, but feeling empowered in your ability to move reality in the direction you want it to go. And I think this is actually a very powerful card to come out after Overcome Fear, because the Magician is so mental, like it's Mercury energy. And fear is definitely one of those things that makes us feel not in control. It's like we're just at the mercy of our fear. And I think a big part of your personal growth is like, no, I have control over my fears. My fear doesn't have control over me. Like fear is nothing. You're squashing fears. That's a big theme for your personal growth. Anything that was standing in your way. You know, sometimes we have those fears where it's really a shame because it stops us from doing things we want to do. And for some reason, the example that's coming to my mind is a fear of flying. Like maybe someone had a fear of flying in planes, and it's so sad to them because at the same time, they have this dream of traveling and seeing the world. So that's a fear that's really stopping them from pursuing their dream in a very concrete way, you know? So you could be getting over a fear like that. If you have any fears that you felt are like irrational or a phobia, you could even be overcoming bigger things like that. And yeah, and then we have success. So from start to finish, group number 1, things are looking really good. This is going to be a good month. And I think, like I said, your spiritual team is promising that like the year ahead of 2025 is going to be a great year for you as well. This success paired with the manifestation energy of the Magician and this plant sprouting out of the ground, and even the star, like I'm thinking of the star card, it's definitely giving the feeling of you successfully manifesting something into your reality. and realizing like it was all in the mind. It was all about my mindset because, you know, when you were taking actions before, you were taking it from a mindset that was not helpful or that was not aligned. And when you change your mindset and now you take actions from a different approach, or when you change your mindset and you just allow it to come to you, now you're going to be successful. So a manifestation that was like difficult for you, I'm hearing like you couldn't get the hang of it, you're going to be able to manifest that. And that's a big part of your spiritual and personal growth as well. Some of you could even be overcoming the fear of not being able to manifest. Like you're scared of what if it doesn't work, and now you're not afraid of that anymore. And so that removes a lot of resistance when it comes to trying. You know, it's like, it's okay if it doesn't work. You're not going to let that, I was thinking about this recently. Just because you tried to manifest something and it didn't happen, it doesn't mean that manifestation isn't real or that you can't do it. It just means that it didn't work this time. It's, I think about it as like a basketball player. Like even the best basketball player is gonna miss the hoop, whatever you call it, the net. It's hoop, right? They're gonna miss sometimes, and then just because they do, it's not gonna get to them because they've already established so deeply within themselves that they're good at this. I'm good at this. I know how to do it. It just so happens that I didn't do it this time, but I know how, so I'm fine. You know? Yeah, and I think that's the end of that. That's the end of that statement. So yeah, those are all of the messages for my group number ones. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. I wish you a lovely month of December, and I'm sending lots of love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Carnelian star, this is going to be your reading all about your month of December 2024. This may seem like a kind of random message to start off with, but I'm just very strongly seeing someone who is focusing on hydration this month. And okay, at first I was sure this is about like hydrating yourself. But for some of you, this is about remembering to water your plants. At first, I was seeing a person focus on hydration. So they were thinking about what foods are hydrating, like foods that have a high water content, or looking at ways that they can flavor their water so that they end up drinking more water. I don't know. If that seems random to you, then just let it go. Maybe that's only for a few people watching this, but I thought I would mention it because whenever I think like, oh, maybe that's too random and say it anyway, it was for someone. And I just saw 111. Okay, so let's get into your cards. We are going to start off with the general overview of your month. So we're going to look at the main themes, the main energies of your month ahead, and then we are going to get into the specific areas of your life. So we're going to be looking at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. Let's get into your cards. So okay, Miss Ring, the first card that we have for my group number twos is Ring. So your spiritual team wants you to know about some kind of commitment that is coming into your life. And I'm also noticing the card down here. This is the Ace of Clubs, which would be the Ace of Wands equivalent in tarot. So this is a commitment that you're going to be very excited about, and it's going to bring passion into your life. I feel like the red ring and the red flowers also represents a lot of passion coming into your life. So For some of you, this could literally be, because this looks like a wedding ring or an engagement ring, this could literally be a marriage proposal, or you're entering into a committed relationship with someone who is marriage material or whom you will eventually marry. But outside of romance, what I can say for sure is that you getting this commitment is going to make you full of excitement and passion. So it could be, you know, getting hired by a company who works in something you're very, very passionate about, or, you know, getting welcomed onto a team and you're really excited to work with them. It's that kind of feeling. And I see you. Oh, it's so cute because I see you kind of physically reacting to how excited you are. I just saw 333. So you could be, you know, jumping up and down like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. You know, like I just see someone dancing around. Maybe you're dancing around your house. You get the news on the phone and then you hang up and you're like, oh my God. I mean, hopefully someone's not proposing to you over the phone. But if you're getting excited about like an opportunity that you just received and the person called you to tell you the news, like that kind of thing. Yeah, so an exciting new commitment, that is a theme. I'm just noticing the number 25, and December 25th, of course, is Christmas Day. So for those of you who do celebrate Christmas, maybe there's going to be some surprise on Christmas Day of like a nice gift, or I remember my stepsister told my stepdad that she was pregnant on Christmas. So it was like, surprise present. Like it's kind of that vibe, like something very heartfelt coming on that day. So we have Flow. So this is a card that talks about sort of riding the waves of life, trusting the flow of the universe, that kind of thing. And then feelings change, but they don't disappear. So this flow could also be talking about fluctuations. And it's very interesting that we have the phases of the moon here. And this card is number 18, which is the number of the moon card, which is like moon cycles, flow. For some of you, this could be talking about like a monthly cycle. That could be a significant theme this month for some reason, or it's more metaphorical about the fluctuations of your energy, the fluctuations of your emotions, or just life in general, where you go through on seasons and off seasons, times where you're really inspired and then other times where that inspiration is running dry. And so a theme for you, or I'm hearing a lesson for you in the month of December, I think is about embracing that you're not always going to be at the tip top of your game, and that's okay. And I think that's going to help you appreciate even more when those more like inspired, more abundant, more energetic times of your life come, or times of your cycle come. You'll appreciate them more. And then when you're more low energy, or when you're kind of feeling more like introverted or more just more low energy, you'll accept it. You're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. This is just a passing season. In fact, this is an excellent opportunity for me to get in touch with my higher self and do some reflecting. And so once you embrace the fact that these seasons exist, or that these phases exist, it allows you to take advantage of each one while it's there, because each phase has some kind of gift to offer you. But you're gonna miss it if you're trying to force that phase to be something else. Let each phase bring you its own unique gift without any judgment or without any expectation. Let it show you what it has to offer. And then, we also have mutable, which is literally about change too. So all of these are giving vibes of fluctuation. Let me see, what area of your life is this referring to? I might take 2, because so many things can fluctuate. Okay, so your career with the 10th house, There's fluctuations in your career or something about your public image. So an example of this is like, you know, sometimes like imagine you're a social media creator. Sometimes you're going to be crushing it on social media. Your engagement is going to be super high. And then sometimes you're going to be getting less views for a while. Like sometimes your views are going to be down or your revenue is going to be down. It goes up and down like this. Or maybe spirit is actually, this is like a prediction that you're going to enter into a job or into a field that has this kind of fluctuation, and there's a lesson of not letting that get to you and of embracing the lessons of each stage in the cycle. Another example for a creator would be like sometimes you're going to be flooded with loving and positive comments, and then you might go through a weird funk where you're randomly getting these like negative comments, and it's just phases. Like the energy goes up and down. And so there's a lesson about riding that wave. And then I think with the 12th house, what came to my mind was fluctuations when it comes to trusting your intuition. So sometimes you might feel on cloud nine, I'm hearing, like I'm so in touch with my intuition, I feel so certain about this. And then other times it feels more shaky. And don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm losing touch with my intuition, or oh no, I'm starting to doubt myself again. It's a very human experience, you know? And so just embrace those fluctuations, and also know that fluctuations are not going to mess up any manifestation or like any blessing that is meant for you. That's important for you to know as well. So now we have a couple of tea leaf cards. Some, like the numbers of cards that I usually take are messed up today. Like in group 1, there was a random extra card. Now there's only 2 and there are usually 3, but we're just gonna go with it. So we have fair man, dealings or relationship with a man with blonde, gray, or white hair. And then we have love. Okay, so some of you guys could be in a love relationship with a fair man, someone who has like light colored hair, light colored eyes, a light complexion. Obviously that's subjective, but fair could also be like justice, you know, like a fair man, a man who treats people fairly or something like that. Yeah, that's pretty specific, honestly. There could also be a man who is helping you do what you love, or like offering you an opportunity to do something that you love, or who is fully supporting you, something like that. You could be the fair man. Yeah. Is fair man a last name? Sounds like it could be. I don't know. I'm also noticing if you take the first letter of every word, it's FML. That takes me back. I remember FMLs from back in the day, F My Life. Was that a website, or I think it was, there was a website dedicated to people's FML stories. And FFM, like that's coming through a lot. Maybe R as well is significant. I'm gonna write those down just in case those initials are significant for some of you. F, M, L, and R. Okay, so that concludes the general overview part of your reading. Now we are going to get into the specific areas of your life. So we have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So let's take a look at your love life and relationships. We have the 6 of Pentacles, beautiful. And we have rebirth. So let's start with the Six of Pentacles. The first thing that's coming to my mind that is so beautiful is that the astrological associations of the Six of Pentacles, firstly is the moon. So that represents your inner world and your emotions. And then Taurus, which represents stability and security. So this means that in your love life and relationships, you will be experiencing emotional stability and emotional security. It makes sense because we had that message of commitment. So a commitment that is coming in your relationships will bring you a strong sense of security and feeling like you're getting settled for the future. This card also makes me think of reciprocity, which is really nice. It's like equal efforts, equal love, equal energy exchange. So someone is reciprocating their feelings towards you, but I feel like you already knew that. I feel like this is just confirmation of you being in a healthy relationship, or that the person you're interested in, there is potential for a healthy and committed relationship. Reciprocity is going to be a theme in your relationships this month. So someone you've helped out in the past could now be helping you in return. Or if someone has helped you in the past, you're going to have an opportunity to return the favor this month, and that's going to make you really happy. There could be something about sharing a responsibility. And for some reason, I was just thinking about a potluck. I don't know, maybe because Taurus can be related to food, but I was imagining, for example, someone who, for every family gathering, they were always the one who was responsible for preparing all of the food. And now it's like, why don't we do a potluck? Why doesn't everybody just bring one dish? And then nobody has to stress about doing a million things. Or like, why don't we do a secret Santa this month? This year. But I guess, yeah, also this month. Because there is that Christmas message too. I know not everybody celebrates Christmas, but Secret Santa, it's like you don't buy a present for everybody. Everybody is assigned one person to get a present for, and it takes off a lot of pressure. So like sharing a responsibility of something or sharing a burden of something, and I do feel like this is gonna take a burden off of you, or it will make you happy that you have the opportunity to take a burden off of someone. You know, like, oh, this family member always works so hard to organize this for us. Why don't we all chip in and help out this time? It's like, yeah, there's something about the efforts being dispersed so that it doesn't fall all on one person, which is really nice. And is there anything else? I think people around you are just going to be very willing to help you this month. So definitely don't be shy about asking for help or about asking for any resources that you need. This is a specific message. If you ask someone to help you with something and then they didn't follow through, it's most likely that they forgot. So, maybe you asked someone to help you learn how to do something. I don't know. You ask someone to help you, like to teach you something. And they're like, yeah, sure, anytime. Just like, let me know, I'll teach you how to do it. And then some days or weeks go by and they haven't brought it up again. And you might be assuming like, oh, maybe they don't want to. And it's like, no, they just forgot. I don't know if that's a perfect example, but like, just because someone didn't follow through, it doesn't mean they don't want to help you anymore. They quite literally seem to have just forgotten, or like they got caught up with other stuff. You might even, if you follow up with this person again, they'll probably say something either like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot, or I'm so sorry, I was meaning to text you later this week. I literally had on my planner to text you. I just got caught up with a bunch of other stuff. So it's not that they don't want to do something anymore. They don't want to help you anymore. That's like a specific message that is coming through, because I just see people around you like ready and willing to help you. with this rebirth message, any transitions that you're going through, I also feel that the people around you are going to be very accepting of that and ready to support. This could go back to that fluctuation message too, that people are going to be accepting and accommodating of your fluctuations. So if you're going through a period where you're particularly tired or your spirits are down, or like maybe even your mental health is fluctuating or something like that, I just see that people around you, like it's multiple people, are going to be very accepting of that. Yeah. Rebirth, there could be a reconciliation happening with someone, but I also don't think you have to worry about any unwanted people from your past coming back. So I think that message is only for those of you who want a reconnection, who want a reconciliation. So next we have your cards for your career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the 6 of Cups, another 6. For your oracle card, we have change. So we have this like change, we have chameleon. Oh, another change message. And this is a feeling of adaptability. By the way, mutable signs could be significant to you. So Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces placements could be significant, or you could have these placements. But that's wild, eh? Like so many messages about change coming in. Mutable, rebirth, change. I can't remember if I said this already, but the chameleon is a sign of adaptability. So you could have skills that make you a fit for many different jobs. Like you have a wide range, a wide variety of skills and gifts and strengths and knowledge. So for those of you looking for a job, this is going to work to your advantage because of the wide variety of skills you have, you could be good in a number of different jobs. So things are looking good for those of you who are job hunting, or you may be gaining the skills this month that makes you more flexible or more adaptable in work, or that you don't have to always rely on somebody. Interesting. It's like if you only had very specific skill sets in one area, you're kind of at the mercy of other people, I'm hearing, because like you can't do it yourself, so you have to wait for them to do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like we can't be expected to do everything, but I think that this month you might be gaining some new skills or some new knowledge that makes you more independent, because it's like now you don't have to wait on someone else to do it. This could also be that you're gaining more knowledge so that you can communicate better to people of how you want something done. So let me think. It's like I could use music as an example where maybe someone's like mixing a song for you and you don't have a lot of knowledge about mixing. So you know, like, okay, I want it to sound more like this, but if you have the actual terminology of what you want done and you have some understanding of what the engineer is doing, that's going to help you instruct them better. So, I mean, apply that to any field that you're in, but it's like you're gaining knowledge on some other area of expertise, and that makes you less at the mercy of other people, or it creates less chance of miscommunication, because it's like you can speak their lingo. So even, you know, people in your company who have different roles than you, learning more about their roles and what they're actually doing on the back end, it will help you better communicate like what you want done or how you want something done, or to understand what's realistic to ask of them. Because I feel like that's another thing. When we don't have knowledge about the behind the scenes of someone's job, we might sometimes make unrealistic demands. What do you mean you can't do that? What do you mean you can't have it ready by this date? Because you don't know, you know? So it could also help you to have better understanding of what is realistic for someone to do. Like someone who has a different role than you. And just get to appreciate them more as well. We have 6 of Cups and change. I feel like you are ready for a change. You're ready to come out of your comfort zone. You're ready to do something different. Because 6 of Cups gives the feeling in this kind of context of we've been doing the same thing for a long time. Because the 6 of Cups, it can talk about the past, familiarity, comforts, which is a good thing. But when we're adaptable, when we have a lot of different skills, like probably you want some variety in what you're doing. Some of you could be getting bored, honestly. Like I'm kind of seeing this as a 4 of Cups sort of energy, like getting bored, getting too comfortable, or just wanting a change, you know? I've been doing this job for years. I want to try a different role. I want to try a different job altogether. I think you're having a little craving for variety this month. So like learning something new or trying on a different hat, taking on a different role, something like that. So finally, we're going to look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. So for your tarot card, we have the 3 of Cups. That looks like a really powerful new moon brewing. When is the new moon happening? I feel like I should know that. Probably at the very start, like probably the 1st or something. The new moon paired with wisdom, it does kind of feel like a revelation that you're having. Could be spiritual, a spiritual revelation, an epiphany, that after you have this realization, the energy is going to feel a lot lighter. Life is going to feel lighter. And it could have to do with you embracing the different stages of your life. It could be something else entirely. I'm not really seeing specifically what it is, but you're gaining this new wisdom and you're going to be sharing it. So you're not keeping it to yourself. This is a Mercury card. You're sharing it with people around you, sharing it with your friends, and it's going to benefit them as well. You having this epiphany and then sharing it leads to your friends having epiphanies as well, and them improving their life as well. That's kind of a mysterious message because I can't see exactly what it is, but I think that you are going to be very excited to share it because it's like this light bulb moment about why you don't need to worry about something anymore. The truth is lighter than what you once thought. A heavy energy is being lifted from you. To get more insights or any other hints about this energy, I want to see if there's an octopus passage in here, because that could provide a bit more information about what we're dealing with here. Octopus on page 193. Explore the possibility of somehow working with those who are transitioning into the spirit world. It's time to take those yoga classes you've been thinking about to help your body become more flexible. Get a thorough physical, ideally from an MD who practices integrative medicine, paying particular attention to your heart and lungs. Use your mental agility to get whatever it is you're seeking, and be surreptitious and guarded about your objective as you pursue it. You'll soon find your clairvoyant sensitivities and abilities increasing, while simultaneously you'll notice that your hearing requires extra attention. This last passage is funny because it reminds me of when you're driving and you turn down the volume to look at a sign because like it's too much input at once. So you could have a heightening of your psychic abilities that, I don't want to say it dulls your physical senses. Maybe they seem less important. Maybe you're so tapped into the spirit realms that you need to pay extra attention to what's going on in the 3D, or just take a bit of extra effort to be grounded. Or maybe you don't, honestly. Maybe you just want to be in the spirit realms this month. Like, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you feel called to, and like you'll come back when it's time to come back. And actually being tapped into the spirit realm seems to be bringing you some kind of huge epiphany. And the fact, even after reading that passage, I am not seeing what the epiphany is. And so probably it's just not my business. Like, it's not in my place to tell you what that's going to be. You're going to hear it from your higher self, or you're going to hear it from a guide or a passed on loved one. And that's going to be your sacred message. But I do feel that you'll be called to share it with others in your life, like with trusted loved ones. And it's really going to benefit them as well. So probably what I could say about this epiphany that's coming to you is that it's sort of a truth about life. You know, it's not specific to just you. It's a truth about life that sets you free and that makes you feel lighter. Yep. And I love that it's coming through as wisdom. It's like a wisdom that has always existed and that you're just tapping back into. It makes you wiser. I just really like that. The number 8 could be significant just because there's octopus tentacles here. There's 8 of them. The number 8, the number 3. I'll put that here as well. Life path 3s or 8s, March 8th, August 3rd. Someone 38 years old, someone born in 83. Anything like that. Yeah. So group number 2, I think that those are all of your messages. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. I want to wish you a wonderful month of December, and I'm sending lots of love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and I'm sending love to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number 3s. So if you guys chose the Selenite star, this is going to be your reading. I have a song in my head right now, and I honestly don't even know when I would have heard this song last. I don't know what it's called. I don't know who it's by. For some reason, I want to say Rita Ora. And the only line of the song I know is, "I will never let you go." That's literally all I remember. And that is in the key of E. And that's all. So I'm gonna find it after I film your group, and maybe I will link it. And maybe you already know what song I'm talking about. If you feel called to listen to it or look at the lyrics, there might be a message there for you. But let's get into your reading. So we're gonna start with the general overview of your month. We're going to look at the main themes, the main energies for your month ahead, and then we are going to look at specific areas of your life. So we are going to be seeing your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. Let's get started. So your first card is the Stork, and we have the number 17. It's giving star card vibes. And then we have the Queen of Hearts, which is Queen of Cups. This is always a card that makes me think of babies because, you know, there's that story about the stork bringing a baby, and the Queen of Cups, she has a motherly energy to her, and she also has little babies on her throne. Like in the Rider-Waite deck, for example, there's 2 babies carved into her throne. So you or somebody around you, like a friend or a family member, could be having a baby or announcing that a baby is coming. If you don't resonate with that interpretation of it, this can also talk about like a long-term promising venture. I actually want to read this one from the guidebook. Let's see if there's anything else you need to know about the stork. So the keywords are inspiration, moving, abundance, ideas, gifts, and inexhaustible. You will receive a revelation that seems like sending an electric current down your back. Instead of thinking too hard, let's break the stereotypes for once. By stretching your wings and changing your mind with all your might, you will easily find a way to break through. Your mind will find peace of mind and you will find true abundance. Armed with an inexhaustible supply of ideas and knowledge, you can fly anywhere. You can venture out to wherever you want to go and areas you want to live in. You will soon hear the footsteps leading to a future filled with hope. Aw, that does give me star vibes, like the star card. It's like a bright and shiny future. It feels kind of Aquarian in a way because you're getting hit with genius ideas. So the Aquarius energy or Uranus energy could be significant to you. And then there's also messages about moving, travel, going where you want to go. So something could be happening with a dream trip or a dream relocation, a dream move. Yeah, it looks very promising. We have change. And now I'm thinking of a change in the wind because we have this flying bird and we have change. And now I'm thinking of that Nelly Furtado song. It's like, I'm like a bird on my way. I don't know where my soul is. And I know where my home is. I will link that one too. That's a good song. So this is saying that any change that's happening for you, it's going to be an opportunity. So if there's changes happening in your lifestyle, in your job, in your relationships, this is a good opportunity for you. So don't be afraid. Accept the changes and enjoy the new circumstances, enjoy the new environment. So this is also, I guess, advice I could say from Spirit about embracing a more adaptable spirit, because it seems like you have these ideas of where you want to go or some venture that you want to pursue. But as you go on this journey, the winds might change and you might get nudged in other directions and it may not go exactly as you planned. So yes, make your plans, but also be open to changing as you go. And on that note, that could also be advice from Spirit that any plans you're making this month, it's best to make plans that can be changed. So if you're buying a flight ticket, for example, maybe if you can, it would be good to get flight tickets where you can change the dates or change the destination, I was gonna say. But, something that's not set in stone will be best. Make plans that are changeable, make plans that are flexible, because you never know what's going to happen, right? There could be an opportunity that pops up and you want to be able to accommodate and allow that opportunity into your life. So we're not being rigid this month, or we're not being advised to be rigid. Ooh, we have it's coming very soon. Okay, I'm going to let you intuit what that is, but it's coming very soon. Maybe it's like change. It's coming very soon. It's like the slogan for change. And then we have the 11th house. That's so funny. We're talking about the star card, Aquarian energy, Uranus energy, and that's the 11th house. The 11th house is associated with Aquarius, ruled by Uranus. That Aquarian energy is coming through very strongly. So if you have Aquarius placements, they could be really jumping out this month, or a person with Aquarius placements is going to be really significant to you. There could also be something happening astrologically that is like something's transiting through your 11th house, or something's aspecting a placement you have in the 11th house. If you're into astrology and you feel like looking into that, could be relevant. But the 11th house is making me think of dreams and wishes. Like your dreams and wishes are coming true, or you're excited because you can really see clearly how you are moving towards them and how the plans are really shaping up. I think it's nice that we have a bird and that we have mountains, because mountains represent obstacles, but if you're a bird, you can just fly over them. So any obstacles that were in your way, that were standing between you and your dreams, they're either going to disappear, or you are just going to find a way to fly over them, and they're not going to trouble you. I know there's that "you shall not pass," and I don't know what that's from, but you shall pass. This time you shall pass over the obstacles. Okay, let's look at some tea leaf fortune cards to see anything else you need to know about this month. We have Rat, someone working against you behind your back. We have Axe, forces working against you. So kind of the same message twice. And then Mule, someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Okay, what this looks like is that the force working against you is a person. And the reason this person is working against you is because they're unwilling to change. And that's so funny because change is a theme for your month. So you are changing. You're changing, your course of direction is changing. And then someone who's unwilling to change is going to present a challenging energy. Someone who is stuck in their ways, I'm hearing, or this could be someone who is very attached to an old version of you. He's so connected to that woman that you used to be. That song I was just listening to yesterday, so that makes sense that it came to me. You Right by Doja and The Weeknd. And funnily enough, I think The Weeknd is in Aquarius and is also Canadian, and Nelly Furtado is also Canadian. I don't know, are you going to Canada? Are you from Canada? Shout out if you are. But yeah, someone who is unwilling to change, their energy is working against you. Someone could be, this could even be you, honestly. Like, there might be changes coming into your life and you could be feeling a bit stubborn about accepting them. Or you could be feeling stubborn about accommodating new energies or being flexible or something like that. But someone with a stubborn energy is going to be the force that is working against your greatest blessings. So it's really important for you to remember this month that changes are to be embraced. Obviously, if something's changing into a direction that you really don't like, we don't have to accept anything we don't like. But if we're like, this is uncomfortable, this is inconvenient, this is a hassle, those kind of mild annoyances or apprehension, nervousness, things like that, don't let that stop you from welcoming change into your life, because the energy of change and innovation and progress, that's what's going to bring you blessings. The energy of trying to keep everything the same and trying to stay in your ways and stay in your exact same schedule and routine, that is going to work against you. You could be dealing with another person who is really stuck in their ways and that's hindering you. And if that's the case, it's like you need to think long and hard about this person's place in your life. And I don't know why this is the example that's coming to my mind, but it's like someone who's been in an industry for decades and they refuse to acknowledge that the industry is not what it once was and things are different now. So like the music industry, for example, people used to buy CDs and they don't really do that anymore. And if someone is stuck in the past, they're going to be like, no, we gotta sell these CDs. And it's like, no, people don't listen to that anymore. And it's like someone's just not listening. You know, we should promote you on MySpace. No, peep, that doesn't exist anymore. Does it exist? I don't know. People don't use that anymore. No, that's what we gotta do. They're like stuck in however it worked years ago. And that could be hindering your growth and your progress. So we just have to reflect about that. Because we can't, it's a disservice to you to keep that hindering energy around. And maybe this mule is a foreshadowing that someone who has been stubborn is not going to be changing anytime soon. And we don't have all day to wait for people to change, you know? So anyone who's like hung up on the past or stuck in the past, I really feel like they could be hindering you or bringing you down. It's like they refuse to move on. They refuse to accept new information. They refuse to innovate. I know it sounds harsh, but literally the way I'm hearing it is stay away from people like that. Because you're like a plane, you know, and you need lift. You don't need drag. Okay. And now I'm thinking of don't be a drag, just be a queen. There's too many songs coming through for this group. Let me know if you're a musician, because it's not uncommon that I'll get like 1, maybe 2 songs coming through, but I think there's been like 4 now. Rita Ora was 1. Nelly Furtado, You Right, and Born This Way. I think that's all of them so far. Anyway, maybe I'll make a little playlist or something. Okay, so also noticing RAM, it spells ram, like the first letter of each word. Someone could be an Aries. Someone could be Year of the Rat, which 1996 is a Year of the Rat. And then plus or minus 12. Arm. Yeah. Mr. A. Anyway, okay. Let's get into your specific areas of life. So we have 1 tarot card and 1 oracle card each for your love life and relationships, your career and studies, and your spiritual and personal growth. So let's start with your love life and relationships. For your tarot card, we have Moon Child. And right away, I'm noticing this is a moon that is about to become a new moon. So it's like you're very close to clearing away past energies and welcoming a new beginning in your love life and relationships. I also want to say your 3D reality has almost caught up with your intuition, because you feel things before they happen, and then sometimes maybe have to deal with that discomfort of, I already feel this happening, because it's already happening in the 5D. It's already here. But in my physical reality, it hasn't materialized yet. And so I have to deal with this uncomfortable gap. And there's some message about your 3D reality is catching up with your intuition. Someone else could be catching up as well. The way I'm seeing it is, and maybe you have a divine counterpart, or you have like a connection with someone, because the way I was seeing it was you have done a lot of, like, let's say over the past 5 years, you've done a lot of awakening and spiritual growth, and your person hasn't. And the message is that they're catching up. So they're going to close that gap in a short amount of time. You don't have to wait 5 years for them to catch up. They're going to be able to meet you where you are in less time. Perhaps the work that you've done like facilitated it for them in some way, or maybe they're just a very fast learner, but someone's catching up with you. Interesting. And it doesn't even have to be like a soul connection. It could just be someone in your life, you know? Maybe you feel that you have outgrown, I don't want to say out healed, because healing is not like a competition. That sounds weird, but it's like you've been working on your healing and making peace with a certain relationship that you had, and the other person hasn't. Like they're still kind of stuck where they are, and they're catching up. So probably not this rat, because this rat's not changing, but that's going to be interesting, because you'll really see this month who is stuck in their ways and who is willing to change. And when people show you that, you should believe them. Oh, wow. And we have magical power, probably referring to your magical power to see things or to feel things before it happens. I feel like this magical power and Moonchild card are really confirming how on point your intuition is. Let's read this dragonfly passage. So this is on page 97, which I do believe if you were born in January of 97, like very early in the year, you could be a year of the rat. Maybe that's relevant for a few of you. But yeah, 97 or 79 could be significant numbers. Be on the lookout for any falsehoods, deceit, or illusions that are clouding a current situation or relationship. You're being entirely too rational about everything and really need to tap into your deeper emotions, whatever they may be. Okay, right away, this feels like, and I just saw 1818. So I feel like you have, and this is pretty common, I think, for highly intuitive or highly psychic people, which is that we struggle with worrying that we're being delusional. And so I think the more rational you try to be, the more falsehoods it creates about your reality. And the more you lean into your intuition and your emotions, the more you see the truth. But our world is not really built like that. We could get into that, but I'm not going to go on a tangent about that right now. But like the way the world is set up, it's just not accommodating of living in your intuitive world and living in your emotional world. And so we're called delusional. Okay, your passion is awakening, so direct it to what feels true and right for you. This is also a time when the magic and mystery of your life is reawakening. It's vital to recharge your psychic energy, which you can do by regularly meditating. More than simply a change, you're going through a major transformation, so enjoy the process. Additionally, you should be working with the fairies and other elementals. Okay, so there's that message of change again. You should be embracing the change. You should be embracing the transformation. So I think when it comes to your relationships, you're going through a transformation. And if you've been unsure about who is growing and transforming with you, or if you've been unsure about who is going to embrace a new version of you, that's going to become very clear in December. So there's some people, and this includes like your soulmate, your divine counterpart, if you resonate with that, some people are going to be right there transforming with you. Some people are going to be ready to embrace the new you. Whereas some other people, this rat mule energy over here is like really attached to the old you and also attached to their old ways and doesn't want to change their ways. So you're going to see very clearly who is in this energy of change and transformation with you and who is not. And likely whatever you see will just be confirming an intuition that you've had for a while. Yeah. Okay, let's look at your messages for career and studies. For your tarot card, we have the Queen of Wands. I love that energy. For your oracle card, we have concealment. This is a message that has been coming through quite a bit in readings recently. Let me know if you have been receiving this message in, like, if you have watched my other readings previously. Thank you, by the way, if you have. Let me know if you already heard this message in a previous reading. Maybe you've even been hearing it in readings that you do by yourself or from other readers. But there's been this recurring message of you're leveling up, your confidence is through the roof, you're attracting all kinds of opportunities and offers, you're thriving, but you cannot reveal everything because you need to protect yourself from some kind of envious energies. So it's like, we're doing really well and we're not, okay, no, let me phrase that differently, because I don't want this to come through in such a way that you need to be dimming your light or something like that. I just saw 2222. That you need to be dimming your light or that you can't be proud of your accomplishments or something like that. But at the same time, there's certain things that should be kept private because we just don't want to invite certain types of energies. This is just one example, but let's say your career is doing really well and you start making a lot of money. Maybe it's better that you don't share exactly how much money you're making, because it could bring unwanted attention to that area or something like that. I don't know, just certain things that you will want to keep private. It could even be like your public image is growing, and so you have to make a little bit more efforts to keep your personal life private or something like that. It also could be that you're moving on, you're moving away, you're changing, you're thriving, and you're not telling this person about what's going on in your life. So, you're making these changes in your life, and let's say this rat or mule energy is like a disapproving family member. Maybe this energy means that you're not really updating this person about your new life because it's just gonna cause drama. It's like there's no need to. It's just gonna cause drama. So yeah, this is not about dimming your light. This is not about hiding from the spotlight or anything like that. I think it's just about a conscious decision that there's some things I'm not gonna share with people because I just know it's gonna invite some bullshit, and they don't need to know. It's not their business anyway. That's kind of the vibe. But I also, just with all of this being said, I do want to clarify that the type of attention you receive is not your responsibility. Like if you're receiving positive or negative attention, that's not like your fault because you can't control other people's actions, So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. And this is coming up in the area of your career. I can't help but notice too that the flower in the Queen of Wands hair looks like this flower. So this message of it's coming very soon, this could be talking about a leveling up or an opportunity in your career, in your creative journey, in your studies, that you're really gonna feel. I just heard like this is the most myself I've ever felt. Like in your job, in your studies, this is the most you've really ever felt like yourself. That this is the most authentic you felt, and it feels really good. So you could be receiving an opportunity that is just right up your alley, that is it's such a fit to your natural strengths and your natural interests that you can show up completely as yourself. You're definitely, gaining confidence, becoming more popular, or enjoying a positive reputation. And you just need to know and I don't even want to put this in your head, oh, you're going to be receiving all of this negative attention. But just know that if you do, it's not your fault. I'm thinking of someone on social media. There's no way you could possibly please everybody, and there's no way you could possibly control how everybody perceives you. That was never your responsibility. Yeah. So finally, let's look at your cards for your spiritual and personal growth. For your tarot card, we have the 10 of Cups, which is one of the happiest cards. That's what you're flying towards. Group number 3, you are the stork who is flying over the mountains and flying towards your 10 of Cups, which is your ultimate happiness and your ultimate emotional fulfillment. We also have defense, which makes so much sense because you have found what makes you truly the happiest. You have found a place where you feel the most authentic. This even goes back to that message in the stork passage about you can go wherever you want. So this could also be about finding the place where you feel the most at home. For those of you who are on like a soulmate or divine counterpart journey, you're growing closer to them. It just feels like so many things are panning out in your favor. And I can really say, like, you will be the happiest you've been in a long time, because you feel the most yourself that you've ever felt in a long time, because of the change in your environment, because of changes in your relationships, because of the opportunities coming in that are such a good fit for you. It really does feel like a dream come true. And so because you have all of these things that you love, you have something to defend. You have something to protect. And so that's why maybe we distance ourselves from this rat and mule energy. We distance ourselves from those who would bring in drama and just like negativity into our life. We keep certain things private. That's protecting what you love. That's defending what you love. So it's funny because I feel like the 10 of Cups, it's such a sweet, it's like a sunshine and rainbows energy. But sometimes you have to be this Scorpion. Like sometimes you got to be this Scorpion to protect the sunshine and rainbows energy. You know, I think you're very peaceful within, and it's like, don't make me bring out my Scorpion. Don't make me bring out my inner Scorpion. I don't know if you guys have Scorpio placements. This is Mars energy, which Mars rules over Scorpio. So you have that feisty energy in you, but it's a protective mechanism. It's a defensive. It's not an offensive. And you have found your 10 of Cups, group number 3. You have found your ideal life. You have found your happily ever after. And if something's gonna try to mess with that, you're gonna have to bring out the Scorpion. And that's not your fault. It's like, I'm just seeing, it's like if somebody broke into your house and you like screamed at them to get out of your house, and then after they leave, you're like, I feel bad. I shouldn't have screamed at that person. Like there's something like that that's going on, where you need to know that in certain situations, your anger or even just like your firmness is totally justified. However you react is totally justified. I'm also seeing an example of someone who's getting interviewed, and the interviewer asks a question that is very inappropriate, like they're totally overstepping a boundary, and the interviewee just like ends the interview. They're like, oh my God, that's so rude. That's so like, that's not your business at all. That I'm really uncomfortable. And they just end the interview and they leave. And then after the fact, they're like, oh, maybe I should have been more diplomatic. Like, I'm sure I could have skated around the question in a more skilled way, like blaming themselves. And it's like, let's not forget who is the guilty one here. Like, it's the interviewer who asked you an inappropriate question. It's not your responsibility to react in a way that makes them comfortable or something. Like, no, they infringed on your territory and you have the right to protect that. And it is what it is. And sometimes you do need to be assertive. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you think, oh, I should have asked more nicely for that burglar to leave my house. But if you had asked nicely, they wouldn't have listened. So sometimes you need a little bit of that Scorpion sting. And I think that's a part of your personal growth, is like not feeling guilty for that and just getting clear about what is your fault and what is not your fault. You know? Yeah, so I think those are all of the messages for my group number 3s. So thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. I just want to wish you a wonderful month of December, and I'm sending lots of love to you, to anyone who appeared in this reading directly or indirectly, and to your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and any other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!